All right, Corey, we got the Colts at the Titans. All right, who you got in the edge of offense, defense, coaching, and who's going to win and why? And the score, of course.
Yeah, this turned out to be a pretty important division game early on. As we talked at the top, yes, the Colts are 0-2, but I think they played well enough to beat the Rams this past week. Yeah, they just shot themselves in the foot, getting 2 goal-to-go situations and coming with 0 points on it. The Colts are also dealing with a litany of injuries right now, which is a bit concerning considering it's so early in the season, combined with the fact that they don't have their bye week until week 14. I think the Titans got a bit lucky last week, thanks to Seattle just having as massive a choke job as they did last week. I don't understand how the Seahawks fell apart like they did, but I think Tennessee's luck continues into this week with the Carson Wentz injury. A lot of the national people have been trashing Wentz this week, and I think it's clear they haven't watched either of the games. They're just looking at box scores because Wentz has been the bright spot for the Colts so far this year. So what should be the best unit on the team, the offensive line, has played atrociously. Wentz has had to throw the team on his back and keep them competitive. Were he healthy, I would pick the Colts to win this game pretty quickly, but I'm not convinced that he plays. Frank Reich has never had a quarterback that hasn't practiced all week play on Sunday. So Friday is going to be a big thing. If Wentz isn't able to practice on Friday, I don't think he plays Sunday. And then there's some talk now that if Wentz can't go, the Colts may not even go with Jacob Eason. They may promote Brett Hundley from the practice squad and start him, which would that's a whole other topic and a whole other series of issues if that it ends up being the case. But I think the Colts should be able to keep it close. And I think they have the coaching advantage. I think Reich's a better coach than Vrabel. I think they have a much better defense than what Tennessee has. And without Wentz, though, I think Tennessee has a much better offense just with Derrick Henry. But I'm going to say without Wentz, Tennessee is able to win it 24-17.
Okay. All right, Mo. You got the Colts and the Titans.
This is a tough one. It's gonna be tough. If Wentz not playing, I think the game plan, even with Wentz playing, I think the game plan should be clearly run the ball, keep Derrick Henry off the field. The Colts, I don't think Derrick Henry's had big games, but you definitely can't let him get 182 like Seattle did. Can't let him get 182 with 3 touchdowns. If you do that, it's gonna be a problem. So I think stopping him is gonna be number one priority. I don't think Julio's gotten off yet in 2 games. I think they got to figure a way to get him the ball. And I agree. I do think Frank Reich is the better coach. Mike Vrabel's done a great job. I think Frank Reich overall is the better coach. But I just think if Wentz is not playing, I don't see the other 2 quarterbacks doing a good job. I think Vrabel put in a game plan enough better, and I think a lot of stress is going to be on that defense too much. And I think they can wear down, and then that's when Derrick Henry can get some of his major runs. So if I'll put it like this, if Wentz is not playing, I'm going to say maybe 24 or 27-20 Titans.
Okay. All right, Craig. Colts and Titans.
I really want to say that the Colts are going to win this game. Starting out 0-3 is just it's a tough hill to climb. But I guess the saving grace is that there's 17 games this year instead of 16, so maybe that one extra game they can overcome that 0-3 start. Especially next week they're playing Miami, and Miami, even though it's on the road, I don't know about their quarterback situation. But back to this game, obviously the number one priority is stopping the run, stopping Derrick Henry. If they're the Colts, can't let him get off like he did last week. Julio played; he had 6 catches, 128 yards. He didn't get there was no touchdowns from them, but it was all of Derrick Henry. If Julio can play like that again, and if they can get A.J. Brown involved and Derrick Henry's running the ball like he did, I don't know if there's too much that the Colts can do just because of the quarterback situation. Obviously, I would love to see Carson Wentz play this game just because he's the better option at quarterback. Taylor has to get going as well. Obviously, you're playing the Rams, so running the ball against them is just going to be tough anyway. So it is what it is there. But I think the Colts defense is way better than the Titans defense. It's just the quarterback situation. If Wentz plays, then I honestly I got the Colts winning the game. But if he doesn't play, I got to go with the Titans. I'm just going off of him not being able to practice so far this week, and to say he doesn't play, so I'm going with the Titans, 27-17. It's just going to be an uphill battle. You're on the road already. It's a divisional game. You're already 0-2. This is, I want to say it's a must-win game, but I think I'm going to give him one more week just because of the extra game. This is going to be a tough battle without your starting quarterback. So I'm sticking with the Titans, 27-17.
All right. Colts at Titans. For the offensive side, I have to give it to the Titans. They did get it rolling against Seattle. I was really worried about it, but both offenses have started slow, especially with the Colts. The O-line has not been making holes for Jonathan Taylor, which is very interesting. He's a great running back and should be building momentum off last year. And they have Nyheim Hines. Like, their running backs are really good. And then, so I just got to give it to the Titans just because Derrick Henry had an explosive game, because Julio had an explosive game, and they got it going in the second half against Seattle. Defense, I got to give it up to the Colts. I think the Titans defense is vanilla as they come. And unfortunately, if Wentz was healthy, this would be the perfect game for them to get their offense back on track. Because the Tennessee defense is not that good at all. Their defense sucks, just to be honest with you. So then coaching, I like both coaches. Both are playoff caliber coaches. I got to give the edge to Frank Wright, though. I just think he's a more disciplined coach. I think his teams are not even more disciplined, but he manages the clock pretty well. And I think his teams are a lot more disciplined. They don't have as many penalties as the Titans do. As far as the game, this is what I was looking forward to, especially if Carson Wentz was healthy. But Corey said he hasn't practiced all week. He sprained both ankles, which is, I don't think I've ever heard of that in an NFL game. I've heard of one, but both. So that's just crazy. But I got the Titans winning. And this is no reflection on the defense. It's just, I don't think that they can put enough offense, and the Colts defense is going to get tired because they're talking about starting Brett Huntley, which is that's insane. They should just go with Jacob Eason. But I have the Titans winning the game 35-17. Unfortunately, Wentz is not there, man.